Welcome to Flory Models Daily Show. Here we are on the 12th of May 2016, and to be honest, today, good day, I finished off the Halifax. To be honest, this kit has been a kit of two halves. If to start off with, it just drove me mad. We had various fit issues, we had various things, and they were tiny little things. These aren't big things. It's not like the wing doesn't fit or the fuselage sides don't line up. You know, this is a modern kit, but it was just little things that sort of, you know, wore you down, and, you know, various things you had to get out, sand, fill, and all jobs like that, which really you don't expect in a sort of 2015 kit. Then the mojo went completely for it, as you might imagine, and then the paintwork side came together really well. We've done various things with this ones we haven't done before. So in this case, we've actually gone around this one and done oils, we've done washes, but we've sanded them and to remove them and to give texture and differences with paint and everything else, purely because we are working with black at the end of the day. Black, notoriously difficult. Wanted to do something a little bit more challenging with it, so this time I decided to get in amongst it and try and sand it to give a shiny texture whilst it's flat, which technically you shouldn't be able to do, but I think we got away with it. We've got some sheen down here, some shine, and then using the techniques we did with this one by using blue paint mixed in with the black, it gives it that sort of dusty look to it and everything else like that. So it worked really, really well. Very happy of how it came out. The Bombay on this thing is abysmal. The fit issues, it's not true to the real thing either, so just forget you saw that bit. Technically the top side, a lot better, everything else like that. Also, I've had a lot of people recently ask me about this stuff on the top, about doing aerial wire and things like that. Hopefully you can see it up there. This thing is so difficult to hold on with all the lumps and bumps, but hopefully you can see we've got those half been fitted, and I've shown how to do it. Really straightforward, super glue in a 2-minute job with knitting in elastic. Painted it up, which I must admit worked an absolute treat. Been using them a lot on this for doing tiny little detail work, and this is the Vallejo metal colour stuff. So much easier to use, clean up as a doddle and everything else like that. But for doing little jobs, I never thought you could really hand paint this stuff. You can, beautifully, so it worked really, really well and everything else like that. I've still got to do the final reveal on this one, which is obviously what I'm going to do in the morning, and then obviously it'll be probably, I might push it quite quickly next week. Okay, so you might get an extra part next week. I still think there's another 2 or 3 parts in this one, so I might just put up all 3 parts next week, because obviously I'm moving on to projects new and everything else with the start of the new week that's coming up. Today I've got something a little bit different for you, and I haven't got it here because I can't physically show you because I installed it all last week. You guys who saw those vloggy things saw all about it already, but this is the Overflow tank. Now, if I've got this right, it should be a little video playing. This is something I've found really, really useful, and to be honest, it has improved my quality of life, purely because I haven't got an airbrush buzzing underneath me, compressor buzzing underneath me all the time, and constantly stop-starting. It's the one thing I think with the Sparmax tanks, I think they're too small. 2.5 litres really isn't enough, okay? Especially with the twin compressor one. What's all that going about? Twin piston 620 series, that should have a 5 litre tank underneath it. Anyway, I've got an upgrade tank for it. This is the 5 litre. You can daisy chain it like I've done, just so it's using the sensor off of the main compressor, or you can use it as a standalone, which is something I didn't really explain fully in the review. But basically what you do is you take your normal compressor that hasn't got a auto stop start on it, okay, and then what you can actually do is literally plug it into this thing, so the stop start is governed by the flow of electric going into you. So you've got a sensor on the tank which then cuts off at 60 psi, which stops the power going to your pump, which is then obviously filling up your actual compressor tank itself, okay, and that's how it works. So it's a nice simple system. They do other sizes, we speak about them. They go from 650ml to 5.3 litres is the one I've got, and everything else. I've used it a lot this week, and it's great because some days it doesn't even fill up because I haven't used enough air to physically do it. But at full tilt, as we showed in the actual little, you know, the video on it, the review, with a 0.4 needle running at maximum PSI that I can get out of my, you know, everything's just open on my airbrush right the way through, and I get over 2 minutes of air just doing that. Normal working, I found I've been getting about 5 minutes before it has to refill, and it's only just topping up as well. It's not like a full tank. I think if you just didn't have the electric on and just using it, you've got usable air, I should think, for around about 6 or 7 minutes before you'd have to, you know, you'd be down to sub 15 psi, so you're gonna have to pump it up and all the rest of it. Anyway, that video is up on the site now. You can see that one, so please go and have a look. I'm actually not here tomorrow. Well, I am in the morning, but I'm out of here around about midday, and I've got a few jobs to do, like drop the dog off at the kennels, and got an appointment with a solicitor and things like that. So we all know those things go on. So tomorrow you're going to have this up, okay? This is a lovely book. I spoke about it quite a lot during the review and all the rest of it, but basically this is the Modern Eagle Guide exposed. If you haven't seen these books before, which I know we've looked at them, if you ever want anything reference-wise, get hold of these books. Now, grab them whilst you can. This one is around about, I think it cost me about £50 to get it here in the UK. It's not cheap, but I've seen them on things like Amazon for £1,000, which is absolutely ridiculous for these books, because when they go out of print, that's it. This is the second edition. It's the upgrade to the original Modern Eagle Guide, but this has got a few of the aggressor ones, a few of the foreign ones in here as well, and everything else like that. But since I lost my original book, it's nice to have this one back. So we're going to have a flick through this one. You can see that review tomorrow as we make our way through. So there we go, that's it from me this week. As I say, no vlog tomorrow. I'm going to be back with you on Monday, where I'm going to be starting on projects new. So we'll be starting on the FW190, and obviously we'll be starting on the Osprey, and I've got a couple of other little projects that I'm going to do as a little bit of a side plan as well. So there we go, that's it from me. Happy modelling and take care.